All right, decided to go ahead and press record because somebody needs to hear this. One thing that Satan does is try to steal your joy, and Satan attacks your mind, and Satan will also use things that triggers you. So it's very beneficial to be aware of that truth. I have never been a stickler to blame things on the devil. I was always kind of like, everything ain't always about the devil, right? Growing up, right? So like, okay, everything ain't always about the devil. You have to take some responsibility for your actions, right? And so that's where I came from. I'm aware of my actions now. I'm highly aware of self. I'm also highly aware of the enemy, or some would say lower entities. I'm aware of Satan, and I'm aware of things that try to attack my mind. And here's the thing. It is very beneficial to be aware of that. And so one of the things that Satan will attack in your mind is to remind you of what you did, the mistakes that you made in the past, constantly. But it needs your ammunition to make it become alive. And so it becomes a repetitive cycle, and you become caught up in the web until you say, wait a minute, right? Until you stop and say, wait a minute, this is Satan. Wait a minute, this is none but the devil. Wait a minute, And another thing that Satan also does, Satan will also try to get you to believe what God has already spoken to you. Satan will do everything that he can to try to get you to believe otherwise. I saw just an old memory had popped up in my phone, and I saw myself, and there was a part of me that was like, man, I remember when I was always just trying to stay up, got a loud car in the background, just always trying to stay strong, stay above ground, and always, and I remember that, and I was like, man, and I was like, I was tired, and I was like, God, I'm tired of this journey. I'm tired of this journey. And so I started kind of going a little bit down that rabbit hole, a little bit further down that rabbit hole, and I said, wait a minute, no, this is the devil. This is Satan. Like, nah, I'm not doing that. or what they say on with the lady in the news, ain't nobody got time for that. I said, this is the devil. And see, this is also what I believe sometimes, being able to understand that the things that are behind us that we cannot see, the forces that are behind us that we cannot see, and sometimes we are not aware of what it is. And being aware that it will try to take your joy, it will try to take your mental state, it will try to take God's promise out of you, and it will constantly allow you to repeat that same cycle over and over again. So I have you in this web, and as long as it can have you in this web, it can keep you in the place of insanity, thinking that you're going somewhere, but you're not. Somebody needs to hear this, and I need to share this. And so being mindful of that. Let this mind be in you, which is also in Christ Jesus. So having a level of higher consciousness, a level of awareness, a level of truth, and also a level of grace. Doesn't mean that you're not going to have moments of trigger, but when you become more aware, more heightened, like, this is what it is, and you shift the pattern. And when you shift the pattern, you shift the timeline. Do you get what I'm saying? So what happened in the past is no longer. How you used to respond is no longer. And sometimes God will show you and have you go in that same, wilderness, or that same experience over and over again, because it's an opportunity to get you to see the power that you have. It's an opportunity to get you to say, wait a minute, get this out of here. You got to go. Sorry, you got to go. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're always resisting, right? So when it comes, it's all about just being aware, understanding what it is, right? And knowing that you have the power over it. Being aware, understanding what it is. It's okay to feel. Don't let nobody, have you think extra deep that it's not okay to feel, okay? This is how I'm able to get through things, to push past those triggers. So be aware and being mindful and understanding the mind, right? I was so accustomed to surviving ever since I was a little kid, like going back to when I was 3, probably younger than that, just like that survival mode, keeping my head above water, making sure that I'm always okay, right? And it's like, those days are over. Those days are gone. That feeling, that vibration, that alignment no longer exists. It's not a part of your new wineskin. And being aware of that, speaking over that, a level of mindfulness is everything. So I hope that this helps. Know that you have the power. Know that God is within you. Call upon your support. Call upon your angels. Call upon that. So I will call upon the Lord and he hears me. God hears you. So know that in truth, okay? That's all I want to share.